Hey, this is Outdoor Indoor. My name's Tony. Today we're bringing you a family recipe. This is a traditional lentil soup. We have our cut carrots. We have Vidalia onion, chives, potatoes, 4 cloves of garlic. We have cooked spicy Italian sausage, rosemary, pepper, tomato paste, and of course the lentils. So now basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our vegetables and we are going to cook them down so they absorb all of the flavors of the seasoning and the garlic as well as the extra virgin olive oil. And then we are going to add in our lentils to cook down with our vegetables. And we'll get back to you in a little bit. Alright, so here we have our lentils. You could just buy them at any store. Great food item to put in anything, really. They taste really good in our recipe. Then we have here our Italian hot sausage. We have 4 cloves of chopped garlic. Then we got right here our tomato paste. We have our rosemary. We have some black pepper. Then we have a whole potato, cubed, a bunch of baby carrots, then we have Vidalia onion and a small handful of cut chives. And this is all going to be cooked down in a pot with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
This is the thing that tops it all off. Extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah. Now why are we making this today, Chris?
Because it's my favorite recipe and I can't wait to eat it.
Okay. We'll get back to you as soon as this is cooking. We're going to take 3 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil and add it to our pot. We're going to let this heat up, then we're immediately going to add our garlic. Okay? You want the garlic to fry before you put anything else in, that way the oil absorbs the flavor of the garlic. So let me grab this garlic over here. Now, as I mentioned, it's 4 cloves of peeled garlic. You don't want it when it's not peeled because you don't want to eat paper. Okay, you're just going to let that do its thing now. So then we're going to take some fresh rosemary, okay? We're going to take a sprig of rosemary, an entire sprig. We're only going to be using the leaves. All right. Now that's garbage. Now we're going to stir this together. And you can see the garlic is starting to brown. That's exactly when you want to start to add your tomato paste. Now, I'm going to put this on low, and I'm going to change that so only one element is burning. Chris, do you have a can opener?
Yeah, it's going to be natural right over there.
All right. So we're going to open our can of tomato paste. See it? All right. Let's crack this boy open. All right, now we're going to pop this lid off. Then we're going to take 3 teaspoons of tomato paste. All right, we're going to set this aside. We're going to start. You want to get everything mixed in before you go to the next step here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this cutting board. We're going to grab this knife and we're just going to start putting our stuff in. We have Vidalia onion, we have chive, we have carrot, and we have a potato. The potato is going to take long to cook, but so are the lentils. So in the meantime that the lentils are cooking, the potatoes will cook at the same time. Roughly, to fully cook, this recipe takes about 2 hours. Okay, so now we're going to set this aside as well, and we're going to stir. All right, so while we let this go a little bit, we have already pre-cooked our spicy Italian sausage so it's crisp on all sides. What we're going to do here, while we're waiting for that to cook down, is we're going to take the sausage and cut it into thin slices. That way when the lentils are added and we put water in, the sausage will already be cooked and you don't have to worry about contamination of your food. So this is going to take a couple of minutes. Now remember, we're just cooking it down. That way the stuff starts to break down. Now in this stage is normally when I like to add about, I don't know, I'd say probably teaspoon to teaspoon and a half of black pepper. Really depends on your taste, but as a baseline I start with a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. Okay, now we're going to mix again. All right. And then there's another trick that I like to tell people that not a lot of people know, is when you're doing a lentil soup, you never use cold water when you start to cook the lentils. You always want to use hot water. Even if it's the hottest that comes out of your tap, it still gives it an advantage. That way you don't have to wait for everything to reheat and recook. It'll also keep everything crisp that's already cooking. Cold water, longer cook time. Hot water, less cooking. Okay, so now we're going to take our lentils, all right? And these have been pre-rinsed and pre-washed, and you know, we looked for any rocks and sticks. Make sure that you do that, because if you don't do that, you're going to end up eating something you don't want to. All right? So we're going to take that, put that there. Now, what do you do again? You mix. And then you're just going to put this on a higher heat after you mix it all together. And then here, right here at this stage, after I turn the heat up, is where I like to put about 2 teaspoons of salt. So we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2. 2 teaspoons of salt go in, then you're going to stir it again. And now is when you're really going to start to toast the lentils.
Come walk over here, camera.
So, this is what the soup looks like when it has about a half hour left to finish cooking. You can see how it's still liquidy, and
Sorry, it's splattering.
everything else here just needs to finish evaporating out, and everything is actually finished cooking. So now we're just waiting for it to finish cooking down.
Man, it looks so good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can see how it got much thicker. This is Outdoor Indoor. Thank you for tuning into today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, share. Have a good night.
Bye.